Truth about Trump's immigration protests. So, all over the news, mainstream media, protesters protesting Trump's immigration ban, talking about how it's unconstitutional, making it sound out like it's the worst thing in the world. Now, these protesters, most of these protesters are paid to be there, or were convinced to go by someone that's paid to be there. Now, that's kind of fucked up, right? Well, let me just ask one thing, if you don't believe me. Now, what do you think is worse? Making it so that people from that country have a hard time coming to the United States, or dropping bombs in these countries and blowing up people that probably did not a damn thing to you at all? Which one's worse? Dropping the bomb, right? Well, where the fuck are you? Where's these protesters for dropping all these bombs? We've been bombing most of these countries. I think, what, 4 out of 6 of the countries that are banned? We've bombed. Obama bombed. Bush bombed quite a few of these same countries. Like, where's the protest on that? Every once in a while I see anti-war protests, but they're nowhere near as big as the immigration protests. And you want to know why? Because there's nobody paying people to go out and protest anti-war, but people are paying. They're being paid to go protest Trump's immigration ban. And you want to know why people pay people for that? It's because people make a ton of money off the immigration situation. Every refugee that comes in, somebody is making a ton of money off each refugee. I mean, like $6 grand minimal, just for having some guy's name on a list and bringing them from over there to the United States. And they're probably not paying for anything. Like, they're probably not paying for the plane ticket or none of that shit. Not to mention the money the government hands out to house these people and stuff like that. So it's a big business. Like, it's a huge government-funded business, and a lot of people are making a lot of money, and there's a lot of crony capitalism. There's a lot of, my friend's a politician, and they're going to sign off on me putting these 10,000 refugees in this neighborhood in Detroit, and I'm going to make a couple $1 million in the process. A lot of that. I mean, there's cases where Clinton signed off on the Clinton Foundation doing the vetting for the refugees and bringing them to America, and she signed off on millions of dollars being handed from the federal government to the Clinton Foundation. What sounds criminal is criminal. Not many people are talking about it, but maybe it'll come out, maybe it won't. Not that big a deal. I mean, that shit happens all the time. I mean, I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it happens all the time. I mean, there's a lot worse shit going on in the government. But just so people know, just so you're educated on these protests, so if people bring it up, you got your talking points. 1, most of those people are paid to be there. 2, where were they when they were dropping the bombs? What's worse, dropping bombs or inconveniencing the people? Let's protest the war. Let's stop the wars. Let's stop the illegal wars. And like, let's just use our common sense now. If somebody's bombing your hometown, if someone bombed your town, right? Killed people that are your kin, people that you love, people that are your neighbors and stuff like that, were killed by a bomb from, let's say, Saudi Arabia. And then all of a sudden, Saudi Arabia starts taking in millions of refugees from America. Right after they got done bombing us, right after they got done slaughtering our people, they start taking us in. What would you do to these people? What would you do if your son was walking home one day and a fucking Saudi Arabian bomb blew him the fuck up? And the next thing you know, you got Saudi Arabian politicians asking you if you would like to migrate to Saudi Arabia. You're gonna go there. You might kill a couple of people to fucking avenge your son. Just saying. I mean, come on now, that's only human nature, especially from war-torn countries. You've been at war your whole fucking life. Your country's been at war your whole life. And one of the people that you've been at war with is the United States. Why the fuck would we allow these people into our country when we've been at war with them? I'm not saying they're my enemy, but they probably think that I'm theirs because my country's done atrocities to them. I didn't do it, but my country has, and they're gonna fucking take it out on my people now if we bring them in here. Like, what the fuck are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, hopefully those people will come here, look around, realize America's mostly love and all this shit, but like, with the way the media is and stuff, it's like they're pushing the narrative that America's full of hate and shit. Like, so maybe if the Muslims, like, doesn't get out much, or maybe lives, like, way in a fucking liberal town or some shit, but if he lives in the real America, real working class, he'd probably be like, shit, this place is awesome. Well, what if he fucking lives in some bubble where all these people are walking around acting like jackass liberals, living in a bubble, rich as fuck, while the government commits just fucking mass whores around the world? They're gonna be like, fuck these people. and they're gonna fucking shoot them. And that is what's going to happen when we bring these people in. We're gonna bring in people that are murderers and people that have been murdered. Their family have been murdered by us, and then they're gonna want to fucking return the favor and murder us. I mean, that's human nature there, folks. So yeah, that's really all you need to know. The immigration protests all boils down to money. You know, and the Muslim ban kind of caught on. Calling it a Muslim ban caught on. It's not really a Muslim ban. Oh yeah, one more point I want to make out is they're saying that it's obviously a Muslim ban because Christians are going to be able to get preferential treatment, basically, be able to maybe get streamlined. Well, in a lot of these countries, Christians get their head cut off just for being Christian, so maybe that, like, those are, like, the actual refugees. I mean, I'm not saying they're not all refugees. We've been bombing their country. We've created a lot of refugees. They're both refugees. But the Christians are even more so refugees. You know what I mean? And let's not forget, like, why these people are refugees. A lot of them are refugees because of our policies. Our policies. We created them. We made them refugees. We took away their fucking homeland. We destabilized their country. They don't like us, and for good reason. You know? And like I said, if they go into middle-class America, they'll realize that most middle-class Americans, most lower-class, working-class Americans fucking don't like the government and don't agree with what the government's done to your guys' country. But if they're fucking end up someplace else, man, it's game over, dude.